Okay, guys, we are back, and I have seen and watched the first two episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I enjoyed it. It was good. Uh, I It's a slow burn. That's all I have to say, and I think that's why they probably released two episodes first, because they knew the first one kind of needed to set up a little bit of exposition and kind of a little dragged a little bit, and they thought, okay, well, let's get the second episode going with it. I think it looks pretty good. Some of the CGI is a little off on certain shots, and I think that's probably because of budget constraints. They did work, I think, in the volume, the wraparound screens and stuff like that for some of this stuff, but I think they shot a lot of it in San Diego on like a backlot somewhere. But I'm kind of mixed on it. I like what they did with the second episode, where I love when Jimmy Smits plays Bail Organa, and I just never get enough of Jimmy Smits when he's in these things, whether it be when they put him in Rogue One or whatever. And the prequel films, it's just like Jimmy Smits is awesome. So loved seeing that. Loved seeing what it was like on Alderaan. We never really get to see in the first film anything about Alderaan. We get to see a glimpse of it in Revenge of the Sith when they, give Leia to Bail, and then he goes back to Alderaan. So it's really nice to see this world that we've never really got a chance to see, and some of the politics that go along with it. They've got cousins that do kind of shady stuff, and they're trying to, negotiate this and that, and it's very interesting. And then the introduction of this little girl that's playing a young Princess Leia at 10 years old. I'm already seeing some mixed reactions with people online. Some people don't think the acting's very good. Look, it's a kid, and just like Jake Lloyd, like a lot of people can come down on these kids, and they're just kids trying to play characters, and so people need to ease up on the acting thing there. Not every child kid is going to be a prodigy like Haley Joel Osment or Dakota Fanning. You're just not going to get that. So I think she did a great job with what she had. The only thing I would say is when she was running from the bad guys in the woods, it was a little clunky how they shot that. How slow the guys couldn't catch her in time, and she kept going under branches and running, and little clunky. In The Mandalorian and some of these other shows, they bring in certain people for cameos, like Danny Trejo in the Book of Boba Fett, or some of the cameos that they had in The Mandalorian. But when they brought in Flea, from Red Hot Chili Peppers, it pulled me right out of it. Now, the thing with Danny Trejo is he kind of fit with what they were doing with the Rancor Keeper, and he fit with it. So it wasn't, when I looked at him, I didn't go, oh, it's Danny Trejo, even though I knew it was Danny Trejo. But Flea is a totally different kind of guy. And so having him in it, every time he was on screen, it was just like, it's Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I've never felt that him as an actor, and he's done some acting in the past. I've never felt that he's just been a strong actor, and so I did not connect with that character that he was. But it is what it is. They put him in it. He's lucky. Anybody who gets in any of these projects, no matter who they are, they're lucky to be a part of the Star Wars universe, and to have this. Be part of a legacy, if you will. So I can't fault Flea when they probably came to him and said, yeah, you want to do this, do this. So that's fine. Spoiler, I guess I'm telling some spoilers, but for the most part, it's okay, right? Like, we got to see where this is going to go. Obviously, like, people just want to see Darth Vader. They gave us a little glimpse of Anakin in the tank, healing up his wounds, if you will. And so that was cool. It was a cool way to end the episode, the second episode. You've got this character. It looks like when they slaughtered all the Jedi in Coruscant, the clone troopers, it looks like you've got a couple of them. They said, "What do we do now?" And they were like, "Run!" And it looks like one of them was this girl that is now with the Inquisitors hunting Jedi. You know, it's interesting because of everything that went on with Star Wars Rebels and all this other kind of stuff with the Inquisitors and how they're incorporating them in this. I'm just going to let it play out. And just see where it goes. Like I can't judge too much right now, other than there was a couple of shots CGI wise that were a little weak. I like that Obi-Wan Kenobi's got his, you know, this creature that he rides that was in the end of Revenge of the Sith when he delivered the kids, and it's aged. It's gotten older. You know, its knees are hurting a little bit, but he keeps stealing fish every time he goes to work. To feed this thing. And I loved how when Obi-Wan decided to take the mission, because he was guilted in it by Bail. I did like the one line where he says, she's, when he talked about Leia and he said find somebody else to go find her because she's been kidnapped, and he says she's just as important as the boy, and it's like, wow, yeah, when you look at everything as a whole now, it's like, if it wasn't for her, in the 77 film, A New Hope, getting Obi-Wan Kenobi back in to bring Luke back in. I mean, it's like everything is all intertwined, and it was nice to see that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good start, and I'm kind of looking at this as like, an 8-episode movie, a full film. So we just have to see where it goes. And hopefully by the end of by the third episode, he will have given Leia back, because if Leia sticks around with him the whole time, I think I remember when they originally announced that they were going to do this series, they had to stop everything and scrap all the scripts and start over, even though they announced that they were going to do it. And I remember they did it on stage at one of the Star Wars events, and Ewan had said the scripts are written and we're ready to go. And then all of a sudden you heard that they canned all the scripts, because what they said was the story was Obi-Wan going on adventures kind of with Luke, protecting Luke, almost like Grogu and the Mandalorian. It was too much of that bear and little cub kind of story. They were too similar. So it's like, well, they scrapped the scripts and rewrote it. So instead of him, Obi-Wan, like guiding Luke Skywalker as a young boy, or protecting him, he's now off protecting Leia, which makes sense, because then it leaves him, Luke, with Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. And so I get that. I get that that's the direction they went into, is more of a protecting of Leia. But then things, we'll see how it adds up, because she doesn't know who he is now. But maybe in the next episode, they might say who he is. And then, in the 77 film, when Leia is in the hologram thing, with R2, she says, General Kenobi, you served my father during the Clone Wars, but right now he's requesting your help, or we need your help. My ship has fallen under attack. It almost seems like she doesn't know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is, other than that he was a general in the Clone Wars. So it's like, he's been sent to go get her, and then now he's got her and they're escaping, and is he going to tell her he's Obi-Wan Kenobi, or is he just going to stick with the whole I'm Ben, so that when she gets older she doesn't realize who she's really asking to come? Or I don't know, it's a word play thing here with how they're doing it, and that's always the problem when you're trying to fill holes and gaps. It kind of goes back to what I talked about once in another video about, when Darth Vader, first feels the presence of Obi-Wan Kenobi, when he goes to the Falcon, and he says, in A New Hope, and he says, I sense something I've not felt in, and then he walks away. And it's kind of like, well, now they're saying, well, then Obi-Wan Kenobi says we meet again at last. When I met you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. And it's like, okay, so did they fight? Obviously, they're gonna fight again. So that means they've fought several times in this gap of time. And remember, it's like we only have 9 more years before Luke Skywalker goes off to shoot the Death Star. So, and so we've made a 10-year gap. They're going to fight again, then another 9-year gap. Then they fight again. So, it's gonna get. They've a lot of connecting dots and sowing the seeds and figuring it all out. I'm just going to go along for the ride on this one, and but I enjoy seeing Ewan McGregor on screen as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I enjoy seeing his interactions with all of the different creatures and robots and everything. It's a very in dealing with this post-traumatic stress that he has. He's just a crazy old man. So we'll see how it goes. So those are my thoughts really on the first 2 episodes. It's still developing. And so hopefully by the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, it picks up and, we get where we really want to be, which is we want to see Obi-Wan Kenobi fight Darth Vader in his prime. That's what we want. That's what we want to see. So what did you guys think of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the first 2 episodes? Let's talk about it in the comment section, and we'll see you on the next one.